Hello and welcome back to Let's Supreme Ghost Thief. Today we're starting a 2-mission campaign called the Scarlet Cascabel, and this was released for the 20th anniversary contest for the Dark Project. I am playing version 2 though, which was I think released a couple of years later. Similar to Catacombs of Knoss, this got an improved version, I guess. I hope so. I have heard, I don't know anything about the original version, but what I've heard is that the first one was harder to ghost. However, that mission could be ghosted, this one can't. But overall, I think this is an easier ghost. So let me know if it's worthwhile trying to ghost, or Supreme in particular, the first version of this. Because that might be interesting, just even though the mission overall is the same, there might be nuances there that offers extra challenges, and that might be interesting. I don't know, but I am playing this because this is the last one as of recording it. This is by PukeyBrunster and Tannar, and this was the winner of that very successful contest some 7-8 years ago now. So we are going to get going. And there is a briefing, so let's watch that.
It's about time I visited an old friend of mine. I received a letter from Gwendolyn, who used to run with Basso and me back in the old days. She's been lying low for the past few years, running a modest operation near the borders of Witchwood. She has reason to believe a famed artifact can be found there, and not just your average dusty relic. It's a long road through Witchwood. Superstition prevails that the woods are evil, filled with devils and spooks. You know, the usual. But I could use some quiet time in the country for a change, and the deep woods have plenty of shadows for me to feel at home in.
There. So mission 1 is called Meeting at the Salty Strumpet, and we have to meet Gwendolyn at the Salty Strumpet and find out what she knows about the artifact. Don't harm your contact. Optional, legend has it that a trio of jade idols were lost in the forest. See if you can find them. So, optional objectives were not really possible to implement in Thief 1 up until not too many years ago. It did not come with New Dark, so it's been developed later. But of course for Supreme it means that this one is also required. All optional objectives are required. All objectives in general for Supreme are required. Okay, so we start in the woods. First we have a letter from Wend. Let's read that. Garrett, the town guard here won't harass travelers unless they feel threatened. But there are some shady characters in the village, armed men up from the city. Some may even know you, at least by reputation, if not on sight. I'll explain when you get here, but just be your usual stealthy self, Wend. So, once we meet her, we're going to get quite a few new objectives. So, we'll talk a little bit more about the overall mission then. We have a sack of gear. We do have a map. I think that the map is new in version 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so. I did briefly read the ghost report posted by Galair for version 1, just to sort of get an inkling for what the differences were, but I don't know many of them. And it seems like, from his report, version 2 is easier. Even though this one cannot be ghosted, there is a required bust that we have to take to get to a main objective. But we don't have to alert anyone, and we don't have to take any other busts, and we can get all the loot, even for Supreme. So that's nice. So when it's only a 4 sort of design bust, that's much less to worry about than those that maybe you feel like you can avoid. I don't think there's any way of avoiding it. Now it's interesting that this is Witchwood. So I didn't know that the forest referenced in reflections in red tied into other fan missions. So of course Witchwood was a part of that story too. So we start in the southwest, isn't it? Yeah. We follow the trail up to a bridge. This is sort of a glade area with no enemies in this part of the forest. There's a little hut here. There's a mill. That's going to be an important location. And then we are going to end up in the village, which is to the east. The village has a lot more buildings than what's visible here, and it's very well designed. I think it's a very unique looking mission, but and it can be a little bit confusing, the village. But once you understand the layout, it's not too bad. But I don't really think that a map was necessary, because the path is fairly straightforward to get to the village, and then you sort of see the whole village fairly quickly. So anyway, there's nothing else. Alright. Make a save. Here, let's see. In the woods, we have a gem worth 15. There are quite a few gems in the woods. Then we get to an open area, so that's this area here now that we're viewing. We're gonna get down there in a little bit. Let's head up this way first. There's the bridge. Go this way. We come to a cabin. Here's a moss arrow. Cabin is open. There's another 2 moss arrows. Chores. Need more ointment from town. Pick up wicks from Slim while there. Replace lantern on village path. Gather some moss. Okay. Just some equipment here. Empty bottle of fairy fly ointment. Okay. Fairlin, did you see that feller that passed by a few days ago, dripping wet and smelling like moss? He claimed he fell in the river, but when he opened his pack I saw a pair of bright green gems. Just started to ask about them when the miller showed up, and I had to go back to work. I bet you he found them gems right here in the forest. I heard rumors of ruined temples and such. Think I'll do a little scouting around, Marcus. Okay. Nothing else going on here. Just an empty, unlocked cabin, it seems like. And what do we have? We have 1 rope arrow. We don't need any more than that. Okay, so we can jump here. Here's another moss arrow. Here's a gem. And here's a gem. And here is a weird sort of a... well, some kind of ritual area with 4 stones. And up there, you have actually one of the jade idols. Now, what you're supposed to do here is... and here's another moss arrow, by the way. What you're supposed to do here is shoot a moss into each of these 4 plates on the stones, and that will lower the idol. And there are plenty of moss arrows already available. But we don't have to do that. We can actually get the idol just by jumping and getting it. Now this is a bug swarm that moves up and down, so it'll hurt us. So it doesn't alert to us, but we can jump. And hopefully not take damage. Oh, okay, I didn't need to do that. So it gives us a notification there. Let me just see if I can do this without. There we go. You found a jade idol. It's worth 100, total 145 then. So if you catch the other stone, you can sort of mantle and then let go of the mantle before you fall all the way down. So now we have 1, and we needed 3. Okay, let's go here. We can drop into the waterfall. Here's a gem, and here's a unfortunate traveler. There's a water arrow down here too. Because we want to go around and come up on the underside. So here's another moss arrow. And here's another gem, total 175. Drop back in here. Now this is actually danger quicksand. So if you go in here, you'll fall down and you won't be able to come back up. And down here there's just the remains of other unfortunate ones. So we're going to go around this area. Here's a water arrow. And then down here there is a silver nugget. Total 225. Let's go this way now. Here's a water arrow, and here's a moss arrow. And up here there is another one of these symbols. After weeks searching these filthy, stinking woods, I'm nearly within reach of one of the famed jade idols. Too bad Elwyn was lost to quicksand, and that good-for-nothing Pubert abandoned the expedition after a few little fairy fly bites. But now I don't have to split the money. Pubert. That must be a horrible name to have. The treasure is mine at last, and the only way they'll get it is to pry it from my cold, dead hands. Okay? Well, there's your cold, dead hand, and there's the idol. I found another one. 325. Let's continue this way now. So we're sort of moving along the creek now, down towards the mill. Notice there's a mist there. And it actually... Does it enter? Yes. It enters the mill through the window. So that isn't an enemy, but it will be an enemy later. Look at what it says on the door. Mill closed until further notice. So this mill I tried in a lot of ways to get into. There is another way into it, but that's going to lead to our ultimate bust. I was hoping that there was a way to finagle my way in there. There isn't. You can shoot a rope on the underside of the eave and sort of get halfway wedged into the window, but it's way too narrow and you can't get through there. You can actually open a couple of lockers inside the window, and the item you need is in one of those lockers, but it's the furthest one away and it's pickable, so there's no way you can get that unless you actually were able to get into this building. We can't break anything here to get in. There's plenty of windows open that's teasing you and all that. And I know that the first version was ghostable. So I imagine then there was a way of getting into this building some other way, or maybe not doing what we're going to do that ends up busting the mission. I'm not sure, but if you know the details there, let me know. Okay. Here's another moss arrow. So here, for example, these windows are not big enough. You can't squeeze through. Even with a rope arrow, you can sometimes force yourself through, but not something this narrow. Now, there's a diary here that we can read. Mill log, or log. It's a good thing I have the side business helping Wen move goods, since I have to abandon the mill, at least for now. It's been overrun with some kind of entity. Just a few sightings at first, but these spirits began to encroach more and more. I have no idea what they are, but no one is willing to go back to work under these conditions. Come to think of it, this all started after Marcus disappeared. He's the only one daring enough to help me clear these things out, but he's been missing for months now. Did he finally strike it rich and move back to the city? Damn it, where's that blasted dwarf? Marcus, where are you? Where is wee little Marcus? So there's nothing we can do here in this area for now. You can't continue along the river. It stops. Okay. Let's go up this way. Village is that way. Okay, so if we go back towards the left here, all that happens is we come back to the bridge area, just from the east side. Okay, so now we're going to come to the village. Now there's a guard at the entrance to the village, and he is neutral, but he still gives settling remarks, which is very annoying. Hear that? So that isn't a bust. That's been discussed before. Neutral guards aren't supposed to give those settling remarks. There's a mistake in the engine. But it can be avoided. I don't like it, so I'm going to sort of circumvent him and not get those alerts. But it's, again, it's not a bust. Is he coming here? Okay, I had to sort of trigger him. Which would... And he... I don't think that he... He did not see that. So here's the village then. Here are 2 broadheads and a readable. Durkin, stop shooting arrows at the squirrels. The town can't afford to keep buying arrows to replace the ones you lose in the trees. And keep a sharp eye out. Let me know if more of Lash's men enter the village. Don't try to stop them yourself. Remember what happened to Fergus. Also, call me Doogie one more time and you die. Dougal. Okay, so this is just a little guard post. Stack of copper coins, total 330. Cross here. This area. Again, I want to avoid him seeing me. Here's a thief. Whispering Well. Give an offering to the well sprite and receive a boon. Okay, if it's a wishing well. Head up here first. Don't know why I couldn't mantle there. So he sees that little nudge there when you can't attach properly to the rope. It's annoying that you can't hear his first alerts, or he doesn't give first alerts. Why can I not get up there? I don't understand this. This is so frustrating. This is the only time we have to worry about him, because all the other times we're far away from where he is located, so... My goodness. Sorry, folks, this is just... I don't know if you can tell, but I'm getting a little annoyed. I'm gonna save it there. Okay, finally. Alright, a diary. Still no signs of Wen's associate. If I can spot her mysterious friend coming into town, Lash will waive this month's security fee. I'm desperate, but if this stranger is who I think he is, I won't report it. The village has been under the thumb of Lash and his thugs for too long, and someone who can undermine his power would be most welcome. Okay. Seems like people are wanting our presence. Here we have a purse. So now he is placed behind that post there, so he can't see us. Okay, I need to... Let's see. Go here. This is Lash on the... Not on the left. This is Lash's thugs. There's a patrol on the left and a stationary thief outside the main entrance. He has a purse. We'll take that much later. This is a patroller. Now there is a piece of loot here that I want to get. It's inside a window here.
I thought I saw something.
So we can use another rope here. Don't want to take the arrow.
I went to my room. There's nothing in there anymore. People taking my things. Was something there?
Yeah, should be careful here. Kind of dumb just to rely on first alerts, but no, not on quick saves. I think that's good. There. 370. That was worth 25, that purse.
I went to my room. There was nothing in there anymore. People taking my things.
Turns that way. those thieves won't see me if I go slow here. Okay, I think we're out of the woods. We took 2 purses there, and then here is a silver coin. It's the swinging of the grocery store sign. This is the inn. Right here. Let's go in here. 380. Alright, let's make a real save. It's actually quite difficult, the area that we went through there. Here are some readables. Missing. Have you seen Marcus? He was last seen on the mill path in early First Bloom. He is a swarthy fellow of very short stature, wearing a greasy brown leather jerkin and black leggings with a rip on the left knee. Always wears a green felt hat with a wide brim and a cook's feather in the band, and carries a cheap green and gold horn. If you have seen him or have any news of his whereabouts, contact Dougal of the Town Guard. Relinquish your cares at the Blackwell. Are you weary from travel? Are you tired of your fine leather shoes being worn on country cobbles? Have you had enough of the local color? The Blackwell is an elegant country retreat, equipped to meet the needs of the discerning traveler. Come relieve your weariness in the lap of luxury. Sojourn at the Blackwell. Murder and mayhem at the Perrin Books. The latest issue of Intrigue in Aldale has arrived. Another shocking tale of greed, deceit, scandal, and chicanery awaits your reading pleasure. Get your copy while supplies last, only at the Perrin Books. Alright. Let me see here. Yes. I was just checking my list here. 380 is what we're supposed to have.
You took your sweet time getting here, Taffer.
Hey, Wend. Running the town yet?
It's good to see you, Garrett. I hear Basso's making quite a name for himself as a safecracker out in the city. Too bad about Cuddy, though.
Yeah, I should tell you about that later.
Hey, listen, I don't think we should talk here. I have a room for you upstairs. Why don't you go drop off your gear, then meet me in my office? It's downstairs in the basement.
All right.
So we've got room 3 key. And put your stuff in your room, then meet Wendelin in her basement office. Okay, we're going to do that. I'm going to look around a little bit first. Here's a restroom. With another silver coin. Other than that, there's nothing in here. That's the basement, so we're going to go upstairs. Take care of things first. Out here. Two more coins. There's woman. Now here is a vent shaft. We're going to go in there. So some kind of attic with a rack. Okay, so we can't go through here, but there's a readable. Galen, can we get rid of the stuff the late owner stored up here? At least block it off. Gives me the creeps. Glad I never knew the guy. So that's from someone being on the other side, not being able to get through here. Let's open this. Go through here to a different part of the attic. So when we walk in here, this opens. And there's a drawer key. That's for this one. And seemingly there's nothing here. However, if you use a holy water, then you find a secret. So we found a dagger worth 75, total 445. We can close this. We can't lock it. Now, these opened when we came into the room, so I feel that we sort of caused them to open. So I think I'm going to close this one. It feels most Scream-like to me. Now here you can remove the board and go down, but I'm not going to do that. Because you can't really put that board back, so I'm going to go out the way I came. There, this door was open. This is room 3. So we're going to go in there. We have to go in there. Some food and stuff. We're going to leave our sack of gear on the table. Here we can't get in. It seems something's blocking the door. So to get in there, go in like that. I can scarce believe it. It is beyond understanding that I, Cranston Schimmel, should be sent to such a remote posting when anyone with one eye and a half a brain can see that I am above such a lowly station. I am destined to live in the city and serve at the highest level of the order. And as if it was not enough to shuffle me off to the backwoods, I arrive to find that my lodgings are to be in a cramped, drafty bell tower. The noise when the bell rings could shatter one's bones. I could not stay another night in that place. Okay. We have a purse, total 510. There. I think he saw me, didn't he? Let's continue. Go into the other rooms here. Here's nothing, but there is the access to the attic from the other side, where you can read this. But you can't go in and out any other place. All empty. A sleeping guest. Pickable footlocker with a stack of copper coins. Dear Janelle, I've arrived at a little village outside Witchwood Forest. The scenery has been breathtaking, but the trek through the forest was unsettling. Such an eerie and unnerving place. I was relieved to finally see the lights of the village through the gloom of the trees. I found a room at the local tavern and may remain here for a few days before continuing my journey. I hope this letter finds you well. Flannan. that's it. That's out to another balcony where you can't get anywhere else. So we're gonna go down to the basement now. And now Wendlin is gone, as you can see. So down here, there's just some food, cucumber, parsnips, a loaf of bread, stuff like that. There is a recipe here, though. Menu: deer loin with rosemary jelly, roast gosling glazed in honey butter, house pottage. See if the grocer has more of the last fall cabbage. They're small but full of flavor. And pay the miller for some parsnips. They're the best I've tasted. So go in here. We can see access to the basement, or an underground area that connects to other establishments in the village. We're going to go there in a little bit. So here you have the sort of the storm hatch access to the basement, and that's pickable. But don't need to pick that. Office. Staff, please take note of supplies needed for the week, and check with the other town vendors to see if we can go in together. The miller has offered to pick them up as he's already making regular runs into Fog Hollow. Alright, let's talk to Wendlin again.
You probably want to know about the item you came all this way for. You already know about the long-lost Ouroboros, since you already acquired one of them, the Serpentile Twerk.
Yeah, I found it laying around in the old quarter.
This is the one they call the Scarlet Cascabel, said to be the most valuable. But you've got competition. A gentleman thief who calls himself Nightingale was in here bragging about going after it.
Nightingale, huh? That guy.
Well, after plying him with some wine, he showed me a chunk of stone tablet that appears to be genuine. I contacted you because this job requires a master thief.
Interesting.
Up the canyon, there's a hotel called the Blackwell. It's becoming popular with nobles trying to escape city life. It was once the ancestral home of the Blackwell family, but stood vacant for generations until the current owner, also a Blackwell, restored it and turned it into a hotel. That's where the Cascabel is supposed to be. There's a footpath from town that leads to the hotel entrance. You might be a little out of place there, so maybe you shouldn't waltz right through the front door.
I'll keep that in mind.
My cut of this job is I need a favor from you. There's a local moneylender named Lash who is trying to muscle in on my business. I need some information on him that I can use to get him off my back. There must be something. No one moves to this town unless they have something to hide. If you can find something, bring it here to my office. Here. I managed to swipe this key to his cellar.
You don't ask for much, do you? All right. I'll see what kind of dirty little secrets our friend is keeping.
Okay. So we now completed this objective. Find some dirt on Lash and leave it in Wendlin's office. A map of the hotel would be useful. See if you can find one. You'll need some gear for your trip to the hotel. Steal 1,500 in loot. When your other objectives are complete, get some gear at the weapon shop on your way out of town. So that's now what we have to do. We have to basically find loot, map, and find some bad information on Lash. Okay, so in this room... No, remember to ask the miller if there's another way into the mill. I need that copy of the hotel map. Okay. So the mill is probably where we can find that. Post notices for staff swap the new barrel of Witchwood Ale. Order more steaks from the butcher. Okay. Lash has brought more men into town. The village guard are brave enough, but they aren't prepared to handle these kind of pros. Even my own men aren't enough, though Kyrus does have that spider. Whoever heard of a pet spider? Still, extra security for me. I really must do something about Lash. He's not just trying to muscle in on me, he wants the whole town. I think it's time I brought in Garrett. He's my best chance of getting Lash off my back. I have just the thing to pique his interest. Nice of that fop to get drunk and brag about the artifact. 11th Mitember. Just got a shipment of spice. My supplier is staying at the Blackwell as usual. I've already moved half the product. Maybe I should double my order before he leaves town. I expected Garrett by now. I sent that letter weeks ago, but I guess he'll show up in his own good time. I just hope it's soon enough. Okay. Nothing else in here except for a switch. That reveals an opening. This is where Wendelin went. We can't go in there. I don't think this is stealable, and we want to steal from her anyway. This is where we came out from the pantry. Okay, so here is Wend. I found this in some rubble. I think it's an old power switch left behind by the miners. From what I've heard, they rigged the power to explosives down there. Might come in handy if we ever want access to the south mines and think of the possibilities of those tunnels come up near the old mill road. Kivers. Okay. So down here, there's a pickable footlocker up there that has a noisemaker arrow. There's 2 flash bombs in this one. And then there are 2 water arrows up here. This is into the western and northern parts of the underground section. And you can pick this open, but this is not a necessary lockpick for us. We can get in through the miller's residence, which is further north, and not have to pick any locks. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to leave this be. We don't need anything else down here except for this old jumper switch. That we do need. Let's close this back up. This was already open when we came down. We also don't need to pick that open. Let's see, 5:15. Yep. That should be good. Oh, of course, now he stands right there. Alright, let's make a real save here. So we can't get into this house, we've been in there already. We're gonna head in here. There are 2 doors to this place. You can pick either one. We have to pick one of them. This is an artist's house. So that's the back door. And he's got some interesting art, to say the least. Head up here. We can grab a goblet, and we can read his diary. I don't understand it. No one's buying my latest work. Wendelin from the Salty Strumpet said it might be too abstract. What does that even mean? The proprietor at the hotel commissioned copies of the family portraits. I don't know what he plans to do with the originals, though they must be worth a lot of money. They were painted by Beauregard, that amateur. It took me no time at all to copy the originals. I even added my own distinctive style at no extra charge. I have them on display in the gallery now, and I can't wait for the proprietor to see them. I know he's going to love them. He's always liked my work. He even called it avant-garde once. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds sophisticated. Maybe if he likes these, he'll become something of a patron. I might even become famous and have a studio in the city. Yeah, I don't really think so. Okay, here's a water arrow. Watch out for the thief. We can go down here, but we're going to go in here. This is a little bit more of a difficult place. This is some kind of proprietor of some type. And he has 2 positions. There's a display case there that we gotta pick open. Oh. When he stops, he doesn't alert. Grab a rug here. Worth 50, total 580. So we're gonna go over here a little bit and then wait for him to go one more round. You can't close that back up, that display case? I don't think so, at least. And then there was a silver vase and some spectacles in there. Total 655. There's nothing else in here, but I really like this shop. You can't take any more or open anything. And if you knock him out, you can't read whatever book he's holding. Let me just check here. I don't think you can close this. No. A lot of nice detail in here. There, let's head upstairs instead. Couple apples. Okay, I think there is a secret here, isn't there? Yeah. So that opened up a panel behind the painting with a stack of silver coins. There's also a well-hidden rug under the bed. Total 717. We can head back down and out. How he doesn't notice that things are gone is just crazy. There. Okay, here's some other establishments on the east side of town. We're going to go to the church first. There's a woman walking here. She is neutral and does not give settling remarks, so that's good. Up here is a guard with a lantern, and he is hostile. Alms box. Well, this is the church. We're going to listen for that door here.
Against their strength shall smash himself with
Wait
his
for
own
him to
effort,
leave.
even as the fruit falling from a tree dashes itself on a rock below. The builder's truth it is that men without belief do soften and fail as rotten wood. 'Tis true, and till then, misfortunes are mirror for our blessings.
He should go into the bedroom. here, actually. Just wanted to do that while the priest wasn't there. So this is the bell tower that the guy from the inn said he didn't want to stay in. Oops. Climb up here. I need to, but it's a nice view. There's a hammer here, 767. There's also a holy water vial here. I think I would complain a little bit too if I was stationed up here.
Men without belief do soften and fail as a rotten wood. 'Tis true. And till then, misfortunes are mirror for our blessings.
Drop again here. Then head back out. Now we're going to go in through the back door. The lock on the donation box. We can get this. There's a cheese and there's a readable as well. Dear Brother Grimwald, your presence is required tomorrow to discuss a certain business arrangement of which you are in outstanding arrears. I will send my personal security guard as your escort to ensure you do not forget your appointment. Sincerely, S. Lash, Esquire. Okay, so Lash is trying to squeeze pretty much everybody, including the church. Let's read this. "'Tis so infuriating. I can scarce believe the gall of that woman. She hath made it no secret that she believeth me a religious fanatic. Verily, she didst call me a close-minded zealot once, and hast had the temerity to imply that the builder was not the God of all men. What prompted her to open a fortune-teller's shop next to our little chapel? The new novice hath arrived. He be a strange lad, who doth wear his pride like a mantle, and is ill-equipped to follow the path of the builder. In evidence thereof, he hath taken a room at the tavern, that den of thieves and wanton revelry. I am convinced the innkeepers purveyeth more than spirits." Okay, we're also going to grab the crypt key, because we need to get into the crypts. The keys in this mission disappear upon use. Most of them do. So we don't have to return them then, which is, you know, it's a double-sided edge, really, because I want to return the key to be supreme, but then it's nice not to have to worry about it cluttering up your inventory. So I don't know what I prefer. I probably prefer to return it, but then sometimes you can't return it. Here, if you saw through there, you could see a switch. That reveals another secret. There's no secret count in this mission, but there is a bonus objective that'll pop up when you find all the secrets. I think there are 6. I don't know. Final resting place of Brother Alger laid the first foundations of our humble church. So here there is a hammer. And that's worth 50. No, 100. Close that up. If we head down here, I thought there was a hammer down here too. Yeah, that's what I thought. Open this. Here's the hammer. That is worth 50. 22. Good. That's everything. The crypt is pretty small. Let's real save it again. Now we can move around this way. So now we're going to hit all the shops on the east side of town. These are all connected, or most of them are anyway. You can't go up this way. There is a house up there, but you can't get up there. At least I don't think. Here's a very well hidden silver goblet, 947. This is a pickable hatch to a cellar. We need to get into that cellar to get into this building. Or maybe it's this one. This building, I think it is. But we can get there from a different route, and then we don't have to pick this lock. I always like to minimize lock picking. Instead, this is a door to this shop. We're going to get in there a little bit later. We don't have everything we need right now. Let's see. Can we try to... get up this way. Get up to a tower here. You can't get down there, but here are 2 copper coin stacks and a silver coin stack and a purse. 994. And then we do have a readable. Keegan, remember to stash our savings upstairs. We don't want you know who to take everything. I've had my eye on those fancy Garmise boots the Tinker sells. With leather so soft and plush, you could use them to dab the tears off a wee baby. Just think what a dandy I'll be bashing around town in my new boots. Alright, we can head in here. Which is a lighting shop. You can also go in through those windows. Weekly sales expenses. 2 pewter candlesticks, 10p. 1 hanging lamp, 25. 4 gold candlesticks at 50 gold each. And 1 lantern used, 75. 2 gold for wax blocks, 5 gold for replacement switches. Note, get toilet paper. I can't believe I have to traipse to the tavern just to use the bathroom. Whoever thought of building this narrow was a good idea. It's true, it's extremely narrow. So here there is a switch, where there is a rope arrow, I think it is. And a silver coin stack and a lucky coin. So that is what we can give to the well sprite. Since coins typically are thrown in there, and it's for good luck. So here, nothing else on this floor. Down at the bottom level, this box is empty, and all you find here is the key to the front door. We don't need to take that key, plus it leaves the door unlocked. So we're gonna head back out. Let me see. Drop down here now. I don't really know how we're going to do that, but let's see. Oh, okay. That was easier than I thought. This door isn't pickable. Here, you can take a purse. Worth 50, total 1056 in an open window. This is a key maker shop. I don't think you can get in there. Or locksmith. So this is, that building is done for now. Here is a thief. The patrols. We're now a little bit further north in the village. There's the thief we saw earlier. That's Lash. Lash's house behind there. We're going to pick the lock to this, which is the alchemist. Here we have some cool potions. Passion potion, 100 gold. Charm potion, 50 gold. And hair growth potion, 200 gold. There's also a healing fruit. Empty box. Nothing else except for this. Alright, so here we have a diary. Administered experimental tincture. Pitch from witchwood. Laced with the dew of 3 glory mushrooms. After adding 1 drop of spider venom, the effect was quite alarming. My assistant forgot who he was, and then flailed violently before succumbing to complete catatonia. He sat for 2 days, and nary a move did he make. Not even to relieve himself. By day 3, he was afflicted with caustic flatulence that shook and rumbled the boards. I worry the neighbors will think it was me. This essence of oblivion needs much dilution before I can find a lucrative use for it. Some spiders escaped through the venting, so I sent my assistant, mostly recovered, after them. It's been so lovely and quiet. I hope it takes him a while to come back. Huh. Okay. So this essence of oblivion you can take to complete 1 bonus objective. I am not going to do that for Supreme. I will show you what it does though, but not right now. But I don't think it's in the spirit of Supreme or Ghost to do that. He ams the honeymaker, he ams the jackberry, sits we down under his trees and roots, eats me all his leaves and gifts, he feeders us. Hey. Something's going on here. Here is a secret. And that takes you into the adjacent basement. So now we're heading back south. Here is a grate that you can't open. And in this, I think there are 3 broadhead arrows. There's that. So now you can hear spiders ahead. Everybody's favorite. So we're not going to go in there, we're going to go this way first. Now there are some spiders that can see you through this little hole. Back here, we have some coin stacks. Crate back like that. We can't leave through this door. $10.90 is correct. The other way we can go is here. And this is how we avoid picking the lock down to this basement in the hatch. And here are 3 different spiders. One that patrols normally, one that is very slow in its movement, and one that patrols extremely fast. And this takes you back to where you could take the broadhead arrows in the footlocker. Take that purse. There. This just takes you back to the other area. You could have taken the purse through that, but then the spider will see you. This takes you up to the hatch. Here's a dead spider. This is some kind of furnace. So here we have the fast spider. Go around him. This takes you up to the psychic shop then. The front door to the psychics. Nothing really of interest down here. Here's the key to the psychics. We don't need that. We do need the purse in the footlocker. My dearest Mabel, I'm so infuriated. I can't believe the gall of that man. Brother Grimwald has made it no secret that he thinks I'm an unholy heathen. He actually called me a pagan once and implied that I worship the trickster. His latest inanity is that he thinks I'm a necromancer and want to raise the dead. I wouldn't pay any heed to such a close-minded zealot. But lately he has taken to camping outside my door, keeping customers from entering. If I can't find some way to make him leave, I'll go out of business. Why did I ever open a shop next to a Hammerite chapel? They both say the same thing, essentially. You guys should get together for a nice meal. Just duke it out. Oh. So now we need to just go back where we came from, and that way we avoid any of those lockpicks. Hitting that spider now. Unfortunate victim here. There, now we can go all the way back here. There. Another real save here. Alright. Oh yeah, I remember this door here. It disappears on the second time you open it. So in the fountain here you have 2 water arrows. We're not going to go this way because of that patrolling thief. So I'm going to go the back way instead. Here's what I assume is a burrick pen, because there's a burrick just on the northeastern part of this. It's wait for him to leave, because we got to pick the lock on this door. This is Deparent Books. The bookseller is in there. Is he stuck up there? He should move. He should move back and forth between this corner and that corner. If he doesn't, then we can easily, it's a little bit tricky in here, but easily take his book. And also read these two. The latest issue of Intrigue in Aldale is in. I'm surprised so much of this pulp fiction sells in our little village. I'll put up a notice at the tavern. That new book about the Blackwell hauntings arrived. It's a bit of a local history and bound to be popular here. A fellow staying at the hotel was in here last week asking for all I had about the Red Lady. This should interest him. I'll send young Rampkin up to let him know it's arrived. It does look like he is stuck. He's always moved whenever I've seen him. Well, we can still read this. The Red Lady of Blackwell Hall. A history. Among the most notable of local legends is the haunting of Blackwell Manor, now a hotel known simply as the Blackwell. Once the Blackwell family residence, the hotel is situated in a picturesque mountainside setting near Witchwood Forest. But the tranquil scene belies the dark history of the manor and its inhabitants. Before its transformation, the manor remained unused since the days when Alexander and Elizabeth Blackwell were Lord and Lady of the Hall. During the years the manor stood vacant, many claim to have seen the figure of a tall woman standing in a high tower window. She has become known as the Red Lady for the color of her dress and her dark auburn hair. Since opening as a hotel, reports of odd occurrences abound. Many guests have experienced a feeling of foreboding or a sense of gloom or dread. Some have reported seeing ghostly apparitions, dark figures appearing out of nowhere and seen only out of the corner of the eye. Many also report hearing disembodied voices, the sound of footsteps, and even occasionally the laughter of a small child. No one is certain what tragic events have unfolded under the many tiered roofs of the manor, or who most of the ghostly inhabitants might be, but the Red Lady of Blackwell Hall figures prominently as one of the most colorful and unnerving of local legends. Well, that would be an interesting book to read, actually. Okay, now there's a couple of other books here. Outwitting Squirrels and Other Crafty Woodland Creatures. The Undead Primer. Eating People is Wrong. The Mushroom and Religious Art, a compendium. A Fungus Among Us. The Ubiquitous Mushroom and Its Many Uses. How to Use Burrick to Find Edible Mushrooms. That's it, I think. Sorry you've gotten stuck, buddy. Let's go through here. See, there is a lady on a balcony over here that can see us straight through the tree. I did get a first alert or two from her the last time. This is Miller's house. There's a back door too to his place, so we have to pick one of them. Really hope this guy isn't stuck too. No, he is not. Good. Here's Here's a stack of copper coins. There's also some food stuff in here.
Who's there?
Oh, he heard the floor. Strange, because wooden floor is almost louder than stone. Here's a stack of silver coins. And here's his diary. That Taffin Miller, the old gypsy woman, said the magic beans grow a beanstalk as high as clouds. Now I've no time to tend a garden, so I stuck him in the miller's patch. He's always fussing over them plants of his. But before the stalk could get higher than that Taffin scarecrow he'd picked all the beans and cut her down. Then that goose. The old gypsy woman said it laid golden eggs. Imagine. I kept that goose for months, but nary a single gold egg did I see. It was the miller, I know it. He must have snuck in the coop and swapped the gold eggs for real ones. Don't know how he managed it, but he's a crafty one. The old gypsy woman said that if I buried a deer carcass in the forest each dark of the moon, the forest would soon be full of deer, and I'd have no end of fresh meat. And the best part is I get to keep the legs to sell. Okay, let's see. This is just the restroom. Nothing really of interest there. This is the back door. Which is pickable. Now, is this guy's skin supposed to be like this? His head is on backwards. I think there's something wrong. Unless he's supposed to be like this. I don't think so. But he's got head on his arms too. Yeah. There's definitely something wrong with this guy. In the cold storage, there is a diamond. Over here. Nelly, such a sweet disposition, but so savory on sourdough. Elmer, ate like a hog, but tasted like chicken. Santa provided an excellent Yuletide treat. Old Dodger, a welcome addition to any meal. And Stumpy, how I shall miss you, my delicious friend. So we've got to actually go back up here to leave. Out. This is the door to a bank or bank deposit box building. We're going to go in there much later. We need to go to Lash first. Oh, there she is. See that? Go too fast there, she'll see you, and she'll settle down afterwards. We're going to head down towards Miller's. First we're going to go into the barrack pen and grab a gold nugget. The barrack is over there. Worth 50. Go around the back side. You can go into his basement, but then you have to pick the lock. Instead we can go in here. Just go outside. So he's the one who deals in parsnips, isn't it? I must get the mill open again. While it's closed, I have to make runs into Fog Hollow to supply the town with grain. The constant trips are tiresome, though it does provide a good cover for making Wen's deliveries. I got the map of the hotel Wen asked for, but left it behind when we were forced to flee the mill. Taffet. So that's, of course, the map that we need. So that, again, proves we need to get to the mill somehow. That Rasmus is a fine butcher, but his behavior is nothing short of bizarre. I saw him bury something in my garden one night. Turned out to be a beanstalk with the best beans I've ever eaten. Too bad it got the blight, and I had to cut it down. Then he bought a scraggly old goose that laid 2 eggs every day like clockwork. He didn't seem to care about them, so I snuck in every morning and took one for myself. I think he might have seen me because he started giving me suspicious looks, and then he cooked the goose. Let's see. Just a second here. Let's see, now we're gonna...
What's that?
Okay, she is difficult to dodge. I think I'm actually gonna wait on the ladder until she comes here. There's a ring on the nightstand next to her bed, right where she's standing. Oh, he comes back. There's nothing else up here. Whoa. Gold plate in here. I'm gonna head down 1357. Here is a chest as well in the basement. We're gonna pick that. It's worth 100 total, 1457. And then we have a very, very obvious hidden door here with the switch right next to it, not difficult to find. This is up to the cellar entrance. And this is then the entrance into the underground area that doesn't require picking a lock. So that's what we're going to do now. Get in there. Here's a guard that has a very short patrol. Let's make a real save. So we're now actually starting on the path that leads all the way to the mill. We're gonna do a couple of things before that, but that's where we're at. That footlocker there has a moss arrow. to follow him like this. There is a silver nugget too. Here. We can wait for him kind of to come back again. Yeah, I think so. The gravel is actually one of the noisiest things you can possibly step on, and it's almost impossible to avoid. The noise when you go down onto it. There we go. Oh, can't have that. Travels far too, the noise. Go. And it's sometimes difficult to see what actually is gravel and what isn't. It's a little bit similar in appearance. This is a little window up to the streets. And here is the guard that has the spider that Gwendolyn talked about. Here. We can do this. I think we need to take that arrow. We can actually come up to the house in the far southwest. I don't think there's a way to get in here besides going from underground. Here's the front door key, which we're not going to take. But, here are 3 silver goblets, and that completed the 1500 in loot. So it's strange. Now I got the objective complete chime. I didn't get that in Catacombs of Knoss. So I'm not sure what's the difference between the two missions there. They're both Thief 1 missions. Yeah, not sure. There's nothing else to do here, besides you can leave through the front door, but like I said, the keys disappear. So I don't want that. I think we have to do this. This is a rope arrow in this footlocker, probably so that you can get up there if you don't have one. Move on here. This is the gate then to Gwendolyn's basement. I'm not going to go in there. But now we have circumvented having to pick that. So now we come to a control room. Generator and power. Okay? Let's read this. Roddy, have the explosives ready at dawn. Damn that company. We'll rig the bridge using the old generator and call it faulty wiring. I'm not losing one more worker to the South Mines, no matter how many gems are down there. Okay. So if we try to run the generator, then there is something missing here. Which is where we're going to use the jumper switch to connect the generator with the wire. Now let me just show you what's going on here. So we have an explosive setup here. Explosive barrels, and that's where the wire ties into. So when we flip that jumper switch, this is all going to blow up. It is not going to alert anybody. So it's actually these items simply being teleported elsewhere, I believe. And then some new items and smoke being teleported in. So there's not actually a destruction here, but it is obvious that we have done this, and it's causing the removal and the destruction of objects. So we are using equipment and using excessive force in an explosion to get rid of this. Now, I tried for the longest time to get past here. I have not found anywhere close to do that. This is as far as I got. You can mantle up this here and get this far, but you cannot get any further. I don't think that this is actually an object that you can get on top of. I think this is a solid wall. It's just an assembly of objects. So I don't think there's a way to finagle your way through here in any conceivable fashion. So, I mean, be my guest and try. I think there's a greater chance, actually, of squeezing through the windows in the mill than there is getting through here. So, and we have to get to the mill, because we have to get to hotel map. So, yeah, there's no way here. We have to just do what we have to do, which is going to be the bust. But this kind of a bust isn't that big of a deal to me, because it's sort of a quest item that we're using, and it's necessary and intended following the story's progression. And nobody hears it, nobody detects it, and nobody is close to seeing this even after it happens. But this is what we have right now. So this is our inevitable bust. Actually, I want to make a real save, just in case somebody finds a way to get past this. So now we can get through this pretty easily. Now we come to the haunted tunnels, which has a couple of these minor zombies. They make weird noises. Pretty easy to distinguish first alerts from idle noises, though. Okay, I think he saw me. I didn't remember that he stopped there. They stop and make whacking animations to indicate that they're minors. They haven't lost all memory of their former jobs. They do carry little headlamps. So that can be a little bit tricky and dangerous. Follow him. We're going to take a gem here, 1572. Go through here. There's really only one path you can take. Okay, we need to get across there. Now here's a lower mining area with another zombie. That's a pickable footlocker with a mine. We do not need that mine, but we do need a gem from down here. He heard that too. to jump across. Yeah, he hears a lot of things here. Let's do that. He might have seen that too. There we go. Took the gem without any busts. Yeah, there is nothing else down here, but it's an interesting little pit. I like this these mines. They're unique. So 1587. Here's another one. Right and comes around here again. Take that gem and then go around here. Then we can go down here. This is a safe area for now. In this, I think there are 3 flash bombs. I believe. Which is obviously very useful against undead. Okay. So here you guys see some mist in the distance. That's actually an enemy. It's sort of a modified air elemental, I guess. A very slow moving one, but it can attack you. You touch it. This is a beautiful area. Okay, down here we have a silver nugget. There's also 2 water arrows, one here and one here in this pool. Climb up. To this area here. I don't think there's anything in these pools. There's a gem here, 1667. This pool, there is another gem. Okay. And here we actually have wee little Marcus. Short stature and carried a horn. We're going to take his rune disc. And we're going to also take his skeleton. Because it's associated with an optional, sort of an objective. Not really, but we can use it. So we're going to do that. All right, let's see. There is another area up here. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm safe here. I think I am. I don't think these things illuminate. There, yeah, he did not. It did not spot me. wait for it to get a little bit further away. Because here we have a pool. This is obviously a big version of a jade idol. So we're going to find the third one here. You can see that there are these rune discs on all of the seats, except for this one. So if we do that, we create a light source. That's allowed. But this one rises up, and we can drop in here and get our third jade idol. So that was worth 100, wasn't it? And we now finished the optional objective of finding the trio. These bugs can hurt you, so be careful. There's no way to reset that statue, so it is what it is. Now we come up to the upper levels of the waterfall. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Here we have a rope arrow and 2 more gems. 1857. That rope arrow we're gonna, or you could use, but I'm gonna use one that I have already. Climb up here. Now we're in the mill. And here you can see there's another one of those elementals. Or whatever it is. So now we come up to the second floor where we read the diary from the outside earlier. So I tested a lot from the inside too, to see if you can get out, but you can't. You can, like I said, use a rope arrow to get sort of a little bit wedged into this window, and you can reach these lockers. I don't know if you can take this stack. We have 2 flash bombs. This is the pickable locker that we need to find the map in. That's the hotel map objective. You can't read or see that map right now. You will in the next mission. And then we have a very cleverly hidden piece of loot up here. A purse. Total 1887. And then we can go downstairs. Here we have 2 silver coins. Let's see. Does that thing come inside? It tries to, I think. It doesn't give any first alert, so it just patrols. It will see you if it's very close to you. But there we go. That's it. We have the hotel map. We have all the loot from the mill. When enemies don't give first alerts, then you don't have to be that careful. It's not like you have to pretend like they give first alerts. Oh, whoa. It's inside still. Alright, so we're going to leave now and head back to town. 1907. Yeah, that's what we need to have. Okay. So now we are going to focus our attention on Lash, really, since we have the key to his cellar. Let's see. I think we're safe here. Oh. Odd. Alright, so now we can give the lucky coin to the well. And the sprite comes up. And reveals an area for us where there's a loot item. It's a ring. And that is a secret. You found all 6 secrets. So that's a little bonus objective. But it doesn't check off on the objective list, though, as such. Now we're going to pass Lash's front door area. We're not going to go in there, but remember that thief, the stationary thief there, has a key? No, a purse. We're going to have to take that. I think we're safe here for now, at least. Wait here. It's Lash you can hear patrolling upstairs. There's no way to get into Lash's house, I think, besides using that key. In this footlocker is a couple of broadheads, I think. 2 broadheads. And then there's a scroll here we're going to read. Garvin, I've heard whispers that we may soon have a visitor to our little burg. None other than Garrett himself. Keep a sharp eye out and your wits about you, Lash.
There's something there.
Get the purse. 1982. We jump up here. can. You can get up there and look at Lash. It's his room. We're gonna go in here now. Obviously can't reclose that because or relock it because the key disappears. And in here, there's only Lash, and he's on the top floor. 2 goblets, 2 plates, a goblet here, cheese, deer legs, stuff like that. 2 bottles of wine, some loaves of bread. I think that's it downstairs. Vase, blue vase. Then this is the front door key for that door. Obviously we do not need that. This is his main office. Private. So that's the other door. There are 2 entry doors. Let's see. Stack of gold coins. There's a bottle of wine here. These glasses are loot as well. 23, 27. I believe there is a book that unlocks this. This is shop owner's incriminating letters. We can't read that, but if we read his diary, Lash's diary, we can see what it is. That tavern, no, we'll read that later actually. In the shop owner's house there is, there's a readable referencing that material. That tavern wench is a thorn in my side. She doesn't scare easy, and what's worse, she has some muscle of her own. Seems she was pretty well connected in the city. I have to be careful about how I proceed. I don't want my past to catch up to me. They finally installed the new Fishman safety deposit boxes I requested at Witherington, Bledsoe, and Cole. I need a safe place to store the ledger, and any half-decent boxman could crack the old ones in a tick. Okay.
Looks like I'm on the right track.
So that's where we can find that information on Lash. So we need his deposit box key for box 8. And we're going to bring along this, these letters as well, because that can yield a hidden objective. So can Poor Wee Marcus, and the Essence of Oblivion. If you use that, those are 3 bonus objectives, and if you do all of those 3. You get even another bonus objective, or at least a chime saying that you finished all of them. So we're not going to be able to do all that because I don't want to use the Essence of Oblivion. I'll show you that in not too long. Let's see, 23, 27. Did I miss something here? No? I think I have what I need. I think I missed... Did I miss something else in the basement, maybe? I did indeed. Gold plate, 2352. That's where I was supposed to be now. So here's Lash. The only things for us to do in here is to get 2 pieces of loot. Goblet. Oh, no, we can't do that. Goblet and a fire poker. $24.42. That's all. Let's see. Let's make a real save here, and then I'm going to show you what happens if you use the Essence of Oblivion. So let's do that on the bottle and see what happens. So we got the Lash lobotomy bonus. And now he is going through what the readable in the alchemist basement described. He's going through convulsions and passing out, waking up. So he doesn't actually go unconscious at any point in time, and there's no damage or anything like that showing up in the stats. But there's obvious damage inflicted here. So this is a gray area, I think. So it all depends on your level of conscience, what you're comfortable with in terms of the rules. I think this is too invasive for Ghost, even though Lash is one of our main antagonists in this mission. So yeah, I don't feel comfortable doing this. He'll just keep going over and over again. So there's a cycle that just repeats. I waited here probably 10 minutes the first time, and he never stopped. So there we have it. Now, again, those don't show up in your inventory, those bonus objectives. They're just announced. Okay, let's go back. So we are going to go back through the basement, right? Yeah. You can do that. There. We're gonna go over here. This is the dairy store, and this is actually quite tricky here. But does she give first alerts? I can't remember this. I don't think she does. So we're going to pick her box here. Yeah, she would have alerted to that. Box of copper coins. With 5. There's also some cheeses in here. I don't think that readable is...
Over here!
Yeah, when she turns that way, in order to turn around, That's when she catches you. It's weird how that works. She doesn't say anything. There. Now I want to go, in order to get to the...
Did I just see?
Stay right there, Garrett.
Yeah, we can't go this way to get to the deposit box firm. Yeah, he didn't see me there. Gotta wait for this guard. That's the lady that was on the balcony, so we didn't get caught by anybody there. Let's see, I'm going to show you guys something else now. Up here?
I heard that.
Yeah, I'm sure you
where
did.
You are.
Here is an Easter egg.
Come out wherever you are.
So here are some skeletons. Celebrating 20th anniversary of Thief, the Dark Project. This is pretty awesome. You can drink and partake in it. Awesome, awesome. Cool. Okay. So we are not going to pick the lock on the front door. We're going to go to the back door. Here. Now, there is a guy here that goes in and out. We're going to pick the lock on the safe there. Wait for him to leave and then we can do that. $24.97. Oh, can't make those little steps or taps there. In this, there is a stack of silver coins, and then there's a note. Perkins, only one client in the safety deposit room at a time. They expect privacy, not to mention the security concerns. There's nothing else in that room. There's the front door, which is pickable, which we don't need to pick. In here, we are totally safe. So there are 3 different doors that are open. 8 is Lash, so we're going to pick the other ones first. Number 2. silver coins. Number 5 should have a purse. And then we have safety deposit box 8. The key disappears. And here is Lash's ledger. Cannot relock any of those. We can't read the ledger either.
What's that?
There we go. 2574. That's correct. She's not out on the balcony there. I'm going to go all the way around here. I think we have to go on the front side now. This way. So we have to head to a stand here. Pick that lock. One of the last pieces of loot I found this. Stack of copper coins, very clever. Usually check the top of all the stands and maybe on the floor or ground around it, but that panel there I just didn't see light up. So now we can go to the hardware store, at least that's what I call it, this one. There's 2 pickable doors, one on either side. That's the wrong door. Picks, shovels, pans. Find glory and riches in the heart of Witchwood. Don't leave your little uns a-crying for Papa. Make them smile. Because you have quicksand insurance. Inquire within. That is the camping store, or whatever you want to call that. That's people walking are just neutrals. All right. The back door. Fairy fly ointment, single dose, 10 coppers, bargain bottle, 30 coppers, topical only, do not ingest. Okay. Stack of copper coins here. And a readable. Dear Mr. D, as per our agreement, I expect 50 gold weekly. You are now 2 days late. If you don't honor our agreement by tomorrow, I'll be forced to send those incriminating letters to your old partners in the city. I trust you will be more prompt in the future. A man of my stature is unaccustomed to waiting on someone of your station. SL Esquire. So that's probably SL is Lash. So he has been squeezing Mr. D. Let us fix that. Neighborly neighbor bonus. So we drop the incriminating letters back to him so that he wouldn't get used by those being public. Now here is the fairy fly ointment. So there's nothing that happens when you do that, but I thought that there was some ability you would get when you drank that, but I don't think there is. Or maybe you won't get hurt by the fairy flies. I don't know. Let me know if that's the right assessment there. Anyway, let us see here. You're basically done. Just need to go back and give the ledger to Wend. this ledger, we can just leave here. That completes the objective. There. Now we can head out of town. And be done. Do that. So that's this way here. Guard is hostile, so we gotta wait for him to go back. Okay. Head up this way. Captain Dougal, Village Guard. Here is Captain Dougal. Let's take these 2 coins and leave poor wee Marcus on the table. Daring Dwarf Discovery bonus. So if you do all 3, including the Lash lobotomy, then you get another chime there saying that you found all bonus objectives. So I'm not going to show you that, but you can. There's nothing else that happens though. We are done. Yep, we're going to leave by getting some equipment. That shows Blackwell Hotel. We can't go that way now. There we are. So that was a failed ghost run of Scarlet Cascabel 1, meeting at the Salty Strumpet. We only busted by blowing up the entrance to the mine, which you have to do to finish a mandatory objective of getting the map. That took 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 7 seconds. 2604 out of 2604. We picked 1 pocket. We picked 18 blocks. That is ridiculous. There's a lot of loot, though, that is hidden behind pickable locks. So I minimized that. I know that's hard to believe, but no backstabs, no knockouts, no damage dealt taken, no healing taken, nothing and nobody killed. So I really like this mission. I just think it's village missions like this hasn't been done too often. And it's very unique looking. I like the mix of the forest with... It feels like an actual village instead of a city. And I like the setup, the story setup for heading into Blackwell Hotel. Which I have not played at all as I'm recording this. Yeah, so let me know what you think, and let me know again if you know of any major differences between mission or version 1 and 2. I'm playing version 2 for both of these, and if there is a reason for me to play version 1 again to Ghost it. So next we are going to Legacy of Knoss, so that'll be out when I get to it, which is a good mission too. And I hope to see you back then. In the meantime, have a good evening. Bye-bye.